Hello everyone and welcome to the Gunpla Network. I'm the Spicer and today's review of the Pokemon model kit Charmander is brought to you by none other than those folks over at Canadian Gundam. Canadian Gundam is your one-stop shop for all things Playmo and Gunpla here in North America. With flat rate shipping to the US and Canada, a private warehouse option, and a vast catalog that's restocked regularly, they're going to have what you're looking for. You can find kits just like this in that vast catalog, and when you place your next order, don't forget to use the promo code GUNPLANetwork to save yourself 10% off. So needless to say, this is going to be a pretty short review. This Charmander is very simple, very straightforward to build. It doesn't have any moving parts for the most part. So it's really just how does it look? And it looks pretty good. I mean, for a very straightforward build that took like 10-15 minutes. Not a lot of panel lining and just a few stickers you can choose to use or not use. It looks pretty good, right? Like, as far as panel lining, I think you do have the option in the eyebrows, the nose, and the mouth of using maybe the brown panel lining marker. That's probably a softer tone, and I think what they use in the promotional images. But I do think if you use the black one, it kind of almost gives more of an animated effect. You're obviously not going to get lines around it unless you go crazy painting it, but at least there kind of gives you a little vibe of that. I did use the eye stickers. I think they look pretty good, relatively easy to fit, pretty large, and they're fine. They do give kind of a bit of a smug sense, but regardless, still fits Charmander. There is a sticker, or set of stickers rather, that can go on the tail flame. I chose not to use those just to show off kind of the clear red plastic there. But you do have that option if you so choose. It is on the promotional images. I'll try to splice one in here so you know what I'm talking about. And there's some for the bottom of the feet, which you're never going to see, so I definitely didn't use those. The biggest, I would say, detractor of this kit, visually speaking, is the seam lines, or are the seam lines, rather. You have the massive one that runs the length of the body over the head and down the other side. That one's a little bit harder to kind of justify. Now, for a basic kit like this going in, you kind of would understand that. So if seam lines are a big deal to you, this is something you're planning on fixing, or you're just planning not to look at it from the sides. You do have some on the arms, the stomach, the feet, and the base of the tail. At least where the arms and the stomach meet, I think those are pretty reasonable. That just kind of looks like part of the anatomy, I guess, kind of like folds of the skin or like how it would move. Like that just kind of looks right. The feet a little bit less so, but a little bit more forgivable. The base of the tail is pretty rough though. That one would have been nice to have something there, but once again, for a kit like this, you're not really looking at going crazy in terms of engineering here. Now, the one part of this that does move, oddly enough, is the tail. The tail flame is on a ball joint, so you can move it around. You're mostly just twisting it, though. It's not going to bend forward or backward or anything like that too far. But you do have some movement, so if you do want to mess with it, you can do that. Outside of that, these are kind of just fun. Like, by no means is this a great feat of Gunpla engineering, or Playmo engineering, if you will. But it is like a nice little palette cleanser. Like, if you've built a more challenging Master Grade, or Real Grade, or just a kit that just kind of exhausted you for whatever reason, something like this is just a nice, like, reset. Like, okay, I'm back in it. I can go forward doing something else. I don't have to worry too much about the just being just broken by model kits. So I think it serves its purpose. It's also another good desk piece, kind of like the MGSDs. You put this together, put it on a desk, you know, at work or at home or whatever. People are going to recognize it and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. And that's kind of the end of where that goes. So, you know, it's not probably something that people want if they're wanting something really detailed out of box. But if you just want like a little memento of Pokemon, or maybe even if you wanted to go crazier, like one of the good things about being so basic is if you wanted to do some crazy stuff to this, painting wise, or getting rid of the seam lines, or maybe popping an LED in the tail, you can absolutely do that. Now, Bandai doesn't like sell an LED kit for this, so this is all on you from a creative aspect. But you can absolutely do it. If you want to make this look crazy detailed, you can do it. It's just not going to do that out of box. So, is this a must-buy for anyone? Probably not. If you like Pokemon, if you want something for your desk, or you just maybe want a big project and this is the base, absolutely. It's fairly inexpensive. You throw it on an order, you find it out and about, whatever. It's a very easy impulse buy type situation. But if you want something more mechanically complex, something you compose, you never really cared about Pokemon, you were more a Digimon kid, you're probably not going to care for this. And you're not going to really lose anything not building it. So those are kind of my thoughts. If you've built this, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about it, what you like, what you didn't like. And if you haven't built it, feel free to ask any questions. We'll do our best to answer them. Anyway, I've been the Spicer here for the Gunpla Network. As always, friends, please do your best to stay safe and keep on building.